Welcome to Alpine Technology. We have been serving the waste industry for nearly 40 years with powerful software solutions that are both usable and appropriate for your business or organization. Alpine's premier office solution, VisualRAMS Pro, gives you the tools to run your hauling operation efficiently and with unparalleled customer service. Its in-cab solution, Visual On Route, connects the office with the fleet, giving your drivers the support they need to make every service they perform world-class. And finally, Alpine's hosting solution, Alpine Live, allows you to forego the expense of managing a server infrastructure and the burdens of data management security, and allows you to host your applications in the cloud. Your operation is unique, multifaceted, and complex. You have specific challenges that you must deal with daily to remain competitive and profitable. You must provide unexcelled customer service that develops a loyal customer base, efficient and timely dispatching, accurate billing, appropriate reports for management and your team, and professional and timely service delivery. Each and every day, month in and month out, the focus of your operation is on the services you perform for your customers. That service is the single most important aspect of your business. It is the point where you connect with your customers and where your customers experience you. No matter how much communication, how friendly your service, how bad the weather was that day, or how competitive your pricing, if you consistently fail at this juncture, you will not have customers. Your success or failure depends on how you deliver your service. If your customers were polled and asked about how you are doing, would they say that you are a success or a failure? The road to success is not an easy one. As a hauling operation, you have challenges unlike any other business. Challenges that must be overcome so you can create a loyal customer base and thrive as a company. The first challenge in front of you is your fleet. Whether you have side loaders, front loaders, or roll-off trucks, we don't have to tell you the cost that you incur acquiring and maintaining your fleet of trucks. You have ever-increasing fuel costs, competitive labor costs to secure safe and responsible drivers and train them, and truck maintenance costs to keep your most valuable assets on the routes. Of course, one of the greatest fleet challenges you now face is how to generate the most revenues possible with your fleet so they can pay for themselves. Hard-working, reliable employees are hard to find and keep. The second challenge you must face is your drivers. Because it is difficult to recruit loyal drivers, many operators feel they must cater to them to ensure their loyalty. They have been doing their routes the same for many years, love the autonomy, and do not enjoy someone looking over their shoulders. Many drivers do not care for accountability and may even be financially benefiting from customers with side routes. Also, the more recent technological advances are not attractive to drivers on account the learning curve is seen as so great. Finally, it has always been a challenge to communicate to your drivers. Many drivers may not want real-time communication. It may disrupt their routine. The third challenge you must overcome is your customers, or more specifically, your customers' expectations. Our customer-centric culture has created a whole new breed of customers that expect and demand world-class customer service, quick and accurate information, reliable delivery of the service that you have promised, and of course, competitive pricing. With Alpine's in-cab solution, Visual On Route, you can now overcome these challenges. See, with Visual On Route, your fleet becomes more of a revenue generator than a mere expense. VOR warns the driver if a service is missed or out of sequence, preventing costly return trips. Navigation cuts learning time for new drivers, saving on fuel costs. VOR tracks acceleration, speed, and braking data, which will lower truck maintenance. Your drivers see VOR as a tool to minimize their workload and help them get their job done right the first time. VOR provides full transparency on all drivers are doing. The technology is user-friendly and designed specifically for drivers. Real-time communication gives them the tools to respond to customers and the office. and VOR allows drivers to easily capture extras and record not outs. Your customers' expectations are now not only met, but are exceeded. VOR gives your CSRs the tools to communicate real-time to drivers for service changes, provide accurate info quickly to your customers, and capture reliable data from routes that gives your customers confidence in your service. See, with VOR, you're covered. Over the past few years, there has been an increased need to have real-time, accurate data. Data to answer questions, data to analyze performance and safety, data to chart routes, data for compliance reporting, data for safety checks. 5 years ago, in-cab computing systems were scarcely used. Now it is absolutely necessary. Visual on Route has always been the forerunner in in-cab computing systems. Alpine has been developing such systems for over 8 years and knows both what the drivers need and what it takes to make the changed automation a success. Unfortunately, most in-cab solution implementations fail. VOR is time-tested and reliable, and Alpine's team understand it takes more than just good software to successfully integrate computing systems into the cab of a truck. Visual on Route was not designed by a group of developers seeking only to make their next widget. It was crafted by haulers just like yourself, specifically for the waste industry, to help you solve the problems you face daily. So what can VOR do for you and your business? Well, it connects the driver to the office. It's like having an admin assistant in each truck. It allows you to dispatch real time when situations arise that call for immediate action. It gives your drivers real-time GPS info and turn-by-turn directions if needed. It records dozens of events and allows you to create hundreds of reports. It auto-senses and records when a service has been completed. No input is necessary from the driver. It creates work orders automatically in the field with a simple touch of a finger. It tracks and manages all your containers with ease. And it seamlessly integrates with VisualRAMS Pro, Alpine's office solution. One of the greatest advantages of VOR is its ability to cater to your type of business, whether you provide residential and commercial or on-call services. Let's take a few minutes to review a handful of the VOR features for the residential and commercial lines of business. When a driver first views VOR on a tablet, the first thing they will notice is a user-friendly screen. To begin with, VOR tracks every movement of the vehicle and automatically senses when a service has been completed, time-stamping the completion for proof of service. The screen is powered by touch technology to eliminate keystrokes and wasted input time. Also, if the driver is in need of directions, a touch of the screen will provide a turn-by-turn sequence for them to follow. The driver will appreciate the route list that is prominently placed along the right side of the screen so he can anticipate issues. Finally, as the driver approaches each service, he can receive notes about the service or communication from the office. Each driver has the ability to configure his own tablet view to suit his preferences. If a driver is more comfortable with a satellite view to guide his route over a map view, they can simply select that view as their default. Another distinct and practical feature of VOR is its heads-up display, or HUD. The driver accesses this useful pop-up simply by selecting a customer on the map. It allows the driver to easily log when a customer's bin is not out, or provide a series of buttons to capture extras or photos. It also allows the driver to move a specific customer to the top of the route list easily. And finally, it allows the driver to modify his settings in view to accommodate the way he wants to use the software. As briefly mentioned above, VOR has an efficient way for the driver to capture and record events. With a touch of a finger, you can record extras, track container damages, take photos, place notes on account, or configure your own button to track what you need. With a touch of a finger, you can launch a keyboard to text. And with a touch of a finger, you can launch a calculator to record units and/or price, creating and sending a work order automatically to the office. One advanced feature of VOR is its ability to capture and record all landfill ticket information, including specific content types. Haulers can now report out of VOR for valuable data and necessary compliance. Finally, VOR provides geozones that allow you to track activity going in and out of a specified area. On-call and roll-off businesses have specific needs that many applications do not cater to. With VOR, drivers and dispatchers can locate containers easily. They no longer have to be bogged down with paperwork at the end of each service or shift. Much of the work is done with a touch or automatically. Finally, all driver activity is automatically linked either to a customer work order or simply to overhead to generate appropriate project costing. And when there is confusion as to which container is linked to which work order, VOR will help ensure the correct container is identified. So, from the view of the driver, you can see how functional and user-friendly the screen is. But what about the view from the office? VOR has a plugin that integrates into Visual Rams Pro that gives your customer support and dispatch team visibility into the routes and drivers. It is called Fleet Manager. With this VOR plugin, support team can track one truck or the entire fleet. You can send communication to an individual driver or to the whole fleet. And you can view the stats of a route and determine exactly when a specific service will be performed. In addition, from the Fleet Manager screen, you can view individual work orders or work order lists by vehicle. And if you want to locate a specific container or types of container, you simply select that container type in the drop-down. Also, from the Vehicle View screen, you can get a glimpse of a specific route, real-time, and see what service had been completed, if there were any missed stops, the time of a specific service, and what time a future service is scheduled to be performed. Also, if a truck were to break down or you wanted to share the route with another driver, with VOR you can easily move any unfinished services from one route to another. At the end of the day, you want to be assured that your fleet and routes are being managed effectively. VOR gives you access to literally hundreds of reports to track and measure those events that you deem important. You have access to dozens of template reports or can create reports on your own that suit your needs. VOR gives you the information you need to make the critical decisions that you are required to make. That gives you some highlights of just a few of the features of Visual On Route. Of course, if VOR had all the features necessary to help your business grow and yet did not provide a responsive support infrastructure, it would be worthless. Alpine has the same commitment to you that you would have to your own customers. We commit to be responsive with friendly, competent support, provide training videos, manuals, and online training opportunities, provide access to Alpine's ticket system to track and manage issues you may have, and we host an annual user conference where you can interact with other industry leaders and VRP users. We understand that the better you know VOR, the greater you will benefit from the software. Finally, you need every competitive advantage you can get, and your software should provide you with that capability. See, Alpine is a US-based company and privately held. It has distributors and developers on 3 continents. In addition, we have customers in the United States, Canada, the UK and Germany, Australia, New Zealand, Guam, and in the Hawaiian Islands. This global presence has allowed us to take advantage of certain industry best practices and technological trends that in the end will give you the competitive advantage you need. I know your time is valuable and want to thank you for the opportunity to present our in-cab solution VOR to you. If something within this presentation triggers a question or seems to meet some of the problems you currently face, then you can request a follow-up demo. Or simply give me a call at 1-888-852-7267. And of course, you can always email me at info@rams-pro.com.